What is up, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, day traders, closet swing traders? Hope you guys are doing absolutely fantastic. The CPI numbers have come in, and it's looking good for inflation so far. So far. But what's looking even better than inflation coming down is all the beautiful people that come in each and every morning, ready to go, ready to hustle, ready to work. It's that grind, baby. It is that grind. We got Chuck in the house. Good morning, Chuck. We got Al. Good morning, Alex. Bill. Brian's in the house. Good morning to Chris. Chris McCoy is here with us as well. Corey, Eric. We got Eric Prowl. Good morning to you. Good morning to Greg, KJ. We got Juan Pablo in the house. Wow, you here early today. You got daylight savings somewhere. Good morning. Juan is ready to go. Good morning. We got Kevin in the house. Lauren, Martina, Matt, Rock, Ron, Shane, Sue. We got Sue twice. That is dedication. We got Sue twice. Good morning to Win, Yovaris, all my peeps in YouTube land. Ola, we got Harold. Good morning to both of you. All my people in YouTube land just lurking in the background, not making any comments. Good morning. We love you too. And let's kind of break this down a little bit. So we do have, Deepak just jumped into, man, I missed him. All right. We do have CPI come out. So CPI did come in lighter than expectations year over year. Core is a little bit suspect though, so I'm not going to give the full credit on to the Bulls. I honestly, I think it was an okay number. I think the year over year was good. The core, which essentially takes out the gas prices, they didn't look as great, to be honest. But we did have a bullish reaction off the numbers. So we'll see how we want to play this. I think the high of the day, let me just see if we can get extended hours on. Yep. So the high of the day, oddly enough, it was crazy how it works. There's my gray line. You guys have seen it. I mean, just go back, watch any YouTube videos. Those lines have not changed ever. Where did we get to? A very, very strong resistance spot. We took a nice little bounce right off of it. Maybe on a wave count basis, I don't know, maybe this is a 1 and we just get a massive move. If that's the case, that would probably take us up to this 418.31, and that would be my next bigger target for us to reach. But otherwise, yeah, we just ran our face like the road runner right into the side of the mountain, and we coming down a little bit, but this is all still good. I still have a little bit of a bullish lean in the market. And I think this is a very good reaction. We did bring down inflation. I think at this point, the market itself is probably pricing in one more rate hike, probably about another 0.25. That will get us to the terminal rate. And then that's it. Adios to the rate hikes, at least for now. All of the attention at this point, and I think we have the beige book coming out at 2 today. I have to I know Emily usually posts in Slack. Let me see if I can see the other events. By the way, if you guys are not in Slack because you're not in All Access Pass, Emily pretty much every single day, consistently like a soldier, posts every single day all the events and stuff going on too. So a true trooper. Let's see. I think we have the beige book. That's I think the next thing that could move. We also have yes, we got BOC rate decision at 10 a.m. We got a host of everything coming in. We got the 10-year bond auction might actually have a good effect on the markets as well today. 2 p.m. We have FOMC meetings. We got the minutes coming out at 2. The federal budget balance. I didn't know they even knew I didn't know they knew what balance was, to be honest. But apparently somebody threw that into the schedule for today as well. And then speakers. Oh man, we're lined up with speakers. I'm seeing if any of them are really, really going to be key. Obviously, any of these guys could say anything that would just spark the market. Otherwise, in terms of speakers, I don't see any of them that really, really will probably affect the market too much. But FOMC minutes, and I thought we did have the beige book, unless that's coming out maybe Friday or something like that. I'd have to see. But Winton says she rocks. Yeah, she absolutely does. 1,000,000%. Don't even try to put that number into your calculator. But we do have, let's throw a quick little fib on this first move. Again, I'm not saying that this is an initial pop and we just sink for the rest of the day. I still do have a little bit of a bullish lean. The good news, in case anybody's wondering, ham came down 4% year over year. So for anybody loving ham, it's a good day for you. It's a good day. Glad that they released the numbers on that. Right now, this is about the 50% retracement. Otherwise, let's look for this 411.15. Obviously, at this point, we have a lot of the pre-market liquidity that is sitting up. Of course, who doesn't love it? I mean, give it to me cheaper. That's it. Just give me some cheaper ham. All of the liquidity is up above us at this point. So this is anywhere from probably 412.37 all the way back up to this 413.56. That is going to be a little bit probably of a challenging move to break through. If we break through this 413.56, I don't know if that happens today, but that's going to be the number I'm going to continue to watch. And if we could break it, hold, that's going to be our retest spot. And then we probably make the next move up to 418. Not today, at some future later date. But right now, pre-market, we are getting a good bounce right off that 50% retracement. I think we probably end up coming down to the 618. To me, this looks like a little bit of a 5-wave count. Somehow I lost the zoom pen thing. Let's see. There we go. There we go. I moved it to a different screen today, keeping me guessing. Here's 1, 2, here's 3. This is probably a good bounce spot for, and let's see if we get that 5 into 4, 11, 15. That would be an interesting spot. Again, I'm going to redraw this. I don't think that happens at all. I think there's a 1, 2, a 3, 4, and then we get the double bottom probably here. So watch this 411.65. That's going to be my real key number. Anything past that, there's really no volume in here, right? That's why I kind of just went back and just changed my mind in that whole thing. If we start breaking this 411.65, let's actually look for a full retest into pretty much the 410.44 zone. So we'll see how this one wants to play out, because if we start breaking this 411.65, again, nothing really holding us up, and we're probably making a bigger retest. So don't get too bullish on that one. Anything above 411.65 on the SPY, and I think we look good. But again, I don't know. I don't know if we could break this 413.56 is not from today. It's a longer term volume area. We just got rejected pretty hard off of it. And if I don't know if we have if this is a 1, I mean, if this is a 1, we definitely break through it and we're just rallying. It is going to be a strong rally day. If this happens to be a 3, then this entire move is 4, 5, and then we'll probably just start fading and just chopping for the rest of the day. I don't know if I have a real bearish lean yet, but we do have banks starting to report on Friday. So the entire market shift is now going to be shifting. I don't think we really hear from Jerome Powell for another 2 weeks. So all of this shift in the market is now going to be looking at bank earnings starting this Friday. And then we got some key names coming out next week as well. So we still have a lot of data coming out there into the markets, but we did survive at least another day if you are a bull. So let's take a look real quick at the Qs. Local Mission says, hey, we can't complain about the elected officials. We elected them, but did we? Did we, Local Missions? Oh, man, I just went down open a can of worms. Open a can of worms. All right. That was in YouTube, Local Missions, my homeboy. All right, we got the Qs. Let's look at a key level and let's find kind of the next spot. Really nice, decent gap on the Qs. So I think the Qs might have a little bit more oomph in it right now, at least. Probably going to take us to about 318.88. Which Ron says canceled. Man, I just got canceled. YouTube just shut down on me. It's crazy. Which my vote didn't count either. Well, one day we're hopeful. This is a really nice gap and go on the Qs. So you probably do have a little bit, I think, more bullish momentum on some of the tech sector than we do probably in anything into the SPY. Why does my chart look so weird? What is, like, usually I have a grid or something, right? There's no grid that I can see. I don't know. Every day, TradingView messes with my emotions. Let me make this a little smaller. That's kind of wild. I don't get it. I don't know what's happening here. But yeah, still not. I don't think we get that breakout day that we're looking for. But 3.8, well, let's call it 319.01. 319.01 is going to be kind of that resistance. And if we're going to form a double top anywhere, that would probably be the spot to do it. In terms of wave counts, I would be looking for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That means this entire thing is the ABC. Good spot to still pick reversals if we're going to reverse. All of those moving averages stacked pretty decent. That's all going to be support. But yeah, if it does want to make a new leg up, that's going to be a big, massive move higher. So we'll have to see how this moves. But we're still in this zone. CPI was not able to get us out of the woods just quite yet. 2024. Old Dominion did the voting. It's good to be king. It's good to be king. All right. If you guys have any tickers that you want to throw into the chat, by all means, you guys can go ahead and throw that out there. The one that I saw pre-market as I was just kind of scrolling through the list was MU. I'm liking the gap on MU a decent amount. I mean, at this point, we are pretty much clearing a lot of pivots with this little gap up. We still have maybe 1 or 2 spots of resistance, though, coming from all the way back in August of last year. That's going to take us to about 64.70, and then the next spot that was not retested is 65.08. Anything past 65.08, we got to start talking longer term. That's about 66.64 and 68.46. So again, a little bit of resistance, not wildly crazy over, but it is a decent open if we can hold up in this zone. Paul wants to look at shoot, baby shoot, and then edit it to shop. I'd rather look at shoot, to be honest, but okay, take a look at shoot. I'm just gonna start calling it shoot now. That's it. All right, we got good gap and go on shoot. I would be concerned about the targets on it. That would be my biggest key factor. How much more bullish can this thing go? We are approaching 47.19. That should act as a first resistance and probably a decent big one. So what I mean by that is you're going to have VPOC right there. And then you're going to have this natural looking candle everyone's looking at going, man, yeah, obviously if that candle breaks, we probably go higher. And I don't even know how much higher from there because you still got 47.78 on this thing. So this is going to be a little bit of resistance that we're opening into. I bet you this thing probably works more as a retest, at least covers maybe about 50% of the move before trying to break out higher. So see if we can get a little pullback on this thing. It is a decent gap and go, not a tremendous amount of volume yesterday on this one. Could Shopify be a sneaky pick? Stop being so sneaky, Shoop. Don't do it. But yeah, it does have a little bit of resistance. That would be my biggest concern. Otherwise, it is a decent gap and go. Would probably rather try to catch a pullback if you want to play this thing bullish. If you want to play it bearish, you got some clear stops on this thing. And I would be looking for probably about 47.86, somewhere like that as a fade on this one. We've got Raul McDonald's. It's not as fun to say as Shoop, but I'll take it anyway. All right, we got MCD. Look at, I mean, not a lot of anything in terms of volume anywhere over here. And then it just stops. I don't even have levels. That's how crazy this is. Did earnings come out or are they about to come out? One of those two. They did just I kind of like the way they fire people at McDonald's. I'm kind of a fan of McDonald's just based on the firing. They told everybody, all right, everybody just you go home, and then I guess we'll send you an email if you could come back. All right. I'll refresh every 2 seconds. But yeah, a little bit of a gap down on this one. So this is not earnings news. Looks like we do have maybe some news. That was 2 days ago, 21 hours ago. Some consumer stocks could be sparred in a white collar recession. Okay. I'm gonna have to read that article. Not. This one is about a 50% retracement. Again, it is a little gap to go. You do have this peak up here. And valuation McDonald's, I think we are overvalued for sure. So I'm not a buyer in a long-term basis. I think this thing does have a huge ability to kind of roll down. McDonald's is pretty much been getting the benefit of a lot of things, right, from the last year and a half. So you have the entire stock market moving higher in 2021. Looks good. Everyone's out spending, and they're like, hey, let's buy McDonald's. Then you got like, hey, we're going to potential recession. We don't know what kind of landing we have, and let's look for some safety plays. All right, let's go to McDonald's. And then you have, then you have the McRib, right? At the end of the day, it really comes down to the McRib. So if they could release the McRib this week, next week, I think we look good. Otherwise, for day trade, we're probably a little bit just shopping inside day. At this point, it is a little bit of a gap down. You do have to be cautious of that wick that's a little bit higher. And if this thing does start to pick up steam, like I said, we looked at all of that liquidity. There's really no safe spot in this thing until about 274. It's about $10 to the downside if this thing does want to pull back. So in my opinion, I think it is overvalued. I think we are overextended in this. We probably do need a pullback, but it's not going to be the easiest trade probably in the world. Earnings might give us that little push. But again, they did lay off people, and the market likes when people get fired. Boeing, BA. Did I look at Tesla already? No. You can look at Tesla. Boeing's still in this little chop zone. It's been here for a while. It's been a very, very good kind of resistance. It is a gap and go. The next target, we probably do get a bullish move on this one. This one will take us to 214. I'm going to move Boeing a little bit higher on the list just because the list is kind of short so far. I got MU, which is like, yeah, okay. And then I got Boeing now, which is like, yeah, okay. I don't know why I sound like Jay Leno when I do that impression, but this is 214.95. Yeah, so about 214.95 would be my target for the day. And obviously, anytime we've got up here, we've been met with some resistance, but this is a new higher high from that last peak. So we made higher lows, we made higher highs. I don't think, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, we'll go 7 days, but then you have another green candle after it. So 7 days in a row, a small, tiny little pullback. You definitely have some momentum in this thing. I just don't know if it's enough to get us past that, but that still gives us a decent $1.25, something like that to the upside. So we'll see on that one. Rock says, Win says, where are you getting these tickers? YouTube. The YouTube chat's on fire right now, Win. It's on fire. All right, we got, Hector says, McRib is back. We got Tesla. Still in this chop zone. It make it so tough on this Tesla. It's a green candle technically yesterday, a little bit more of a high wave, gapping right into very, very strong. We were actually looking at the spot yesterday, but I think we fade this one. Bigger targets, bigger resistance would be about 195, maybe less, 194.77. But that's only if we could start breaking 191.55. We're right into this on the lower side of that resistance. And this one probably comes back for the fade at least to 188.53. I think we're going to get, we need some Elon news. We need some Tesla news to really start jamming us out of this thing. But we've just been in this consolidation station for a minute. And I don't know that we're going to break this today. But I think we can look for a fade. It's not a horrible gap at all. Besides the fact we do have a couple bullish candles in a row, we did bounce off the 200, which is probably somewhere right around here. And now we are above some of those moving averages. So look for that fade, I think. 188.53. That would be the spot where I'd probably be out of the shorts if you're going to short this thing at open. And that would be the spot maybe to start. I would really like to get in somewhere around 187.72 if you're trying to go long. That would give us a push right back into yesterday's VPOC, which would be a really nice spot. But I could also see us going like 188.53. So somewhere in that zone, that might be your spot. But it's not a huge move. There's not like a lot of room wide open that we could run. We got plug PLUG. Plug is a retest gap. It's about 50-50 each way. So flip a coin. To the higher side, you're looking at about 1041. To the lower side, I'd give it 969 and or 945. So somewhere in that zone. 945 would be a retest of yesterday's VPOC. You're right in the middle. You do got those moving averages. Watch out for the 10 coming in on you. That should build potentially a little bit more pressure, especially being a retest gap. I think if I'm going to flip a coin, I'm going to cheat and go bearish. But yeah, what I would like to see, I'm going to add plug to the list. I don't know how much room we have on this thing, but what I'm going to try to do on this is see if we can get a green candle and open on a 3-minute chart and then take the break for a fade on this one. If we could get it. Otherwise, we could also look at pre-market support resistance on this as well. All right, we got AAL. Look at that TTM. We got TTM pushing bullish. This is gap down. So you got Boeing up, but AAL is down. U.S. stock futures rise as inflation slows. That doesn't help me. American Airlines expects to report Q1 adjusted earnings per diluted share. Between 1 cent and 5 cent. 5 cent, 10 cent dollar. Again, it is a gap and go bearish, but you're starting to get into some of that bigger support. Momentum has been bullish. Wow, that was a big jump that just happened there. I'm not sure why. I don't know if that's even accurate. Probably a fat finger somewhere, but I'd have to see where this thing opens. Will be interesting. We'll throw this up higher on the list for sure. It's going to be depending on where this thing opens. If this opens right where it's at now, then we have a good shot of fading this thing down to about 1350, which would be a good retest spot. And that would be a gap and go. So we're in the right side of the gap and go. If this thing opens where it was 2 seconds ago, 1397, this might actually act as a retest as opposed to that support might be a little too strong. So we got to see where that one opens. DraftKings with a nice pop. Did you expect anything less, Brock? All right, good pop, but it is a retest gap. Probably we get some profit taking on this jump. Look for about $19 as our first kind of spot where we might find support. Otherwise, probably comes back down to 1872 would be the full-on retest. Not sure if we get there. And then we got to watch out for 1939 would be in the long direction. That's probably where we get that retest or a little bit of resistance. That spot has already been retested. I think that's a little bit of a weaker spot and has the ability to break out. So if we do break out, we're looking for probably about 1991. Man, Rock, can we see $20 today? Give me $20. $20 going once, going twice. DraftKings, maybe. I am not in Kohl's. Believe it or not, close did increase in pricing according to CPI. So kind of makes sense though, because close was actually declining as everything else was going up. So makes sense, but close are getting a little bit more expensive according to CPI. All right, we've got. I did want to get in Kohl's, and then I watched it for a day and then forgot about it. But my wife got into it. I was like, hey, I think we should buy some Kohl's. And she's like, on it. She used Kohl's Cash for the purchase too. It was crazy. I didn't even know you could do that. You got 214.70 is a little bit of, so inside day, try to buy this thing as low as you could if you're going bullish. If you're going bearish, try to sell it as high as you possibly can. the high as you possibly can. We'll be looking for about 216.09. Again, that is a good resistance that has been retested and does have the ability to break through. Here's another one that is just my valuation is about 125. So I think we're about $90 overpriced on Meta. Doesn't mean that has to play out anytime soon in the future. And I'm not going to create a bias on my day trades based on my long term of when I would like to buy this thing. But we're just chopping around. We're still in this big bullish engulfing candle. I think bullish sentiment is still on the table for Meta. Can we get past 216.17? If you believe yes, you're buying any dips, which looks like we just kind of came back. Yep, the pre-market. We're right at that VPOC right now. So we're at an interesting key location. Give that one probably about 10 minutes before making a play. See how this one wants to chop around. Speaking of calls, we'll take a look real quick at that. Man, we got 4 minutes, but like 400 more tickers to go. All right. Cole's decent looking gap a little bit. Probably 24.86 is our next spot. If it can break 24.86, I would have a bigger target, about 26.25 on the table. So we'll see if that one wants to play in. It looks a little bit like a inverse head and shoulders, potentially. Neckline would get us to probably into this EMA 2560. So I'm not sure if it's going to flow as well as we might think on a day trade. Roku, ROKU. Man, they're still chopping. Yeah, we're very, very sideways, big channel. So somewhere up here at the 67.03 is the top of the channel. Somewhere down here, probably closer to 60.18 is the bottom of that channel, meaning that if you are to take this gap and go, which it's an okay one, you're still kind of at the top of this range of this bigger candle. Everything else has been inside of this. And then we do have resistance somewhere around 65.85. Honestly, guys, I think we get a little more chop than expected. And I'll play if we see anything different, but be careful. I don't know that we're getting that overreaction or bigger reaction that we think. I think a lot of these things probably kind of fade down at open. Baba is gapping. I'll look at that one in a minute. Baba. Probably my favorite one right now. I'm going to scoot this one up pretty high on the list. It's a retest gap, so maybe this thing could get bought up into about 98.62. Oh, man, maybe not even. This might open, and we have good targets to about 94.16. Right now, Baba might be my favorite for a short. But we'll take a look at that one. Yeah, give me that green candle on this one. Please give me a green candle so I can short it. Give me that high wave. Oh, give me something. That one's got room. Appreciate that, Scott. And let's take a look for Ayush PDD. Probably going to have the same effect as yeah, that's not a bad one either. I kind of like the Baba targets a little bit better, but this one should act the same. Again, it is a retest gap. Probably tried to short as close as possible to about 70.63. Unfortunately, we only got like 25 seconds left, which means everybody out there in YouTube land, you guys are absolutely incredible. But I got to unfortunately have to disconnect the live stream. You guys are more than welcome to hang out with us each and every day. We do this thing all day, 9 a.m. till 6 p.m. at night. Just all you have to do is go to reallifetrading.com, click on All Access Pass. You guys can sign up, get full access to Slack, see Emily's charts or news events every single day, and that's on. Otherwise, you guys are awesome, and I will catch you guys